Good afternoon, everyone. S to the EC, to the football, to the tube. Back on their video for you guys today. Gonna give my second thoughts, more well-collected thoughts on what we saw yesterday with the Gamecocks and the Alabama Crimson Tide. And after that, I'm also going to talk about some other games we saw, because yesterday was a wild day in college football. It was a great day in college football. You know, despite the Gamecocks losing, it was a great day. There was a lot of good games, a lot of nail-biters. Taking all things into consideration, it was a pretty dang good day. So, before I begin, a couple housekeeping items. Please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you like what I do. I'm trying to regrow this channel. I ran a YouTube channel, SEC Football 2, from 2018 to 2023. Earlier last year, their main channel was hacked and deleted, and I've pretty much been trying to pick up the pieces from here and get this channel back going. So anything you guys can do to help grow this channel back to its former glory, I would really appreciate that very much. I greatly appreciate all the love and support everyone's given me, and we'll continue to rock on. Now on to the game yesterday. Bama survives and avoids 2 weeks in a row of going down to unranked teams, beating South Carolina 27-25. This was a nail-biting, heartbreaking loss for South Carolina. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Twice this year, South Carolina had a chance to beat ranked teams, and they lost in heartbreaking fashion. It's these type of games that really take it out of you. It really is. And I want to issue a formal apology right now to all the fan bases and all the teams who have ever had their heart crushed by Alabama. Because now I know what that's like. Tennessee, Georgia, Auburn, LSU, Ole Miss, so many others. The Bama pain is real. It's real. But I'll tell you what. I'm going to tell you what right now. South Carolina outplayed Alabama, and they should have beat Alabama. They should have. I'll tell you why South Carolina lost this game. And to all the sunshine pumpers, right now, you might as well go ahead and get out of here. South Carolina's offense lost them that game. Their offense lost them that game. The Carolina defense did absolutely everything they could to help South Carolina in this football game. Forced turnovers, made Alabama look darn near. Actually, yeah, they made them look one-dimensional almost the entire football game. The defense did their job, and they've been doing their job most of the entire season. Everyone's like, well, where were they during LSU and Ole Miss? They were there. They were there, and they were making plays. They were. South Carolina's freaking offense lost them that game yesterday. All the turnovers. And these weren't just turnovers, guys. These were costly, killer turnovers when Carolina had a chance to get ahead even more. Bama's offense wasn't doing anything, guys. You had them on the ropes. And your offense just couldn't pull away. They couldn't. Your offense couldn't take advantage of what the defense was giving you. There were a few good plays by this offense yesterday. And I've already been hearing it about Dow Loggins, an incredible game, an incredible play-calling game. And to be fair, there were a couple things I liked. Number one, throwing the ball to the running backs. I thought that was really good. Nick Harbor with an incredible touchdown. To give Carolina a chance to tie it up. You missed the 2-point conversion, but whatever. You got the onside kick. And, the North Stars for the interception with a deep ball. So, it is what it is. But outside of that, guys, there were still a lot of concerning things about the offense. I'm still not the biggest Dow Loggins believer, guys. I'm not. Because you still had a ton of negative plays. You still were giving up a ton of sacks. And you have a massive decision-making problem. Now in Lenore Sellers' defense, there is only so much a quarterback can do. when he doesn't have but 2 seconds before a lineman is in his face. That does affect a lot of things, including decision making. There's not a lot of good quarterbacks in college football that would survive under an offensive line like ours. We have the worst offensive line in college football, guys. We do. All the offensive struggles still point back to the offensive coordinator. There were a few good plays. There were a couple good calls. Congratulations. But there is still a problem with this South Carolina offense. There is still a major problem. We still saw a lot of concerning things yesterday. And another thing that really concerned me, guys, South Carolina's got a kicker problem. We got a kicker problem. We need a kicker. Because it's not good. You're not going to win these close games like this if you can't have a kicker. Horrible missed field goals yesterday by Alex Herrera. Horrible. I'm just telling you the truth. Oh, this guy's not a real fan. He's too overly critical. You're too mean to the guys. You're not a real fan. No, it's called I'm able to look at these problems and call it out. When a lot of people want to pretend that everything's okay or it's not that bad. No, Carolina has problems, guys. We have issues. The offense has issues. The defense is doing their job, but there's only so much they can do when their offense don't give them much help. So many costly turnovers yesterday, guys. So many costly turnovers on drives that could have put you far ahead into this game. You beat yourself yesterday. Let's be honest. You beat yourself. All these mistakes. Sloppy as crap. On both sides, by the way. Let me tell you, Alabama, they got problems too. Alabama, you got a serious issue. I don't know what's happened to Alabama since the first half of that Georgia game, but ever since then, something has been very off with Alabama. I don't know what it is, but something's been off. Something has been seriously freaking off with Alabama. It was great to see, for me, Rocket Sanders and Oscar Attaway getting the passing game and running the football and having big days. It was great to see Mazeo Bennett. It was great to see Nick Harbor finally have something. I mean, we got to start using that guy more, y'all. It's pretty pathetic that it's taken this long to finally use this guy. This guy is going to transfer out pretty soon if you don't start using him. Because clearly everyone wants to say, well, they're not using him because he's not any good. Well, guess what? You don't make a catch like that yesterday if you're not a good football player. So you need to start using him. You need to start using him more. And I'm going to be honest, the few good calls we saw yesterday, I don't know if they're solely on Dowell Loggins, guys. Oh, well, this guy just doesn't want to believe in Dowell Loggins. He just wants to hate Dowell Loggins. No, that's not true. But, I'm sorry, all these massive changes in one game? Things we haven't seen all year? In one game? You can't convince me that there wasn't some other voice involved too. And I got to see it more than once too. I've seen so many bad things to just completely change my mind on someone from one game. There's still a lot of coaching issues that are plaguing this offense. And they're going to continue to plague this offense this season. I hate to tell you guys. I don't want to sound negative. But it's the truth. It is the truth. It's the truth. But yeah, look, South Carolina has a lot of heart, and they do have a lot of spirit. That team doesn't quit. And, twice this season, South Carolina was really close to beating ranked teams, to solidifying themselves as a threat. But unfortunately, when you have the problem South Carolina has, you just ain't got the stuff to get it done. When you make so much mistakes, when you shoot yourself in the foot, you're not going to win these games. And it's unfortunate. Because I'll tell you, so many heartbreakers this season for South Carolina. So much. Just hurts. This one hurts, guys. This one hurts. This is one of the most heartbreaking losses I can remember as a South Carolina fan. This actually hurts worse for me than the LSU loss. I'm going to be honest. It does. It does. Because LSU loss, it mainly hurt because you had game day and you had a chance to start 3-0. But outside of that, guys, I mean, this one hurts even worse. You had a shot to beat another top 10 team on the road in the 5-year anniversary that you did it in Athens, Georgia in 2019. It was 5 years ago, exact on the date, October 12th. Couldn't get it done. There's Spencer Rattler running out for the New Orleans Saints. Missed that guy, man. I absolutely missed that guy. We'll see. We'll see what South Carolina does remainder of the season. Let's talk about this, however. South Carolina has Oklahoma next. I'll tell you what. I think South Carolina's got a shot against Oklahoma. I really do. OU is not good this year, guys. They're not. They are, let's be honest, they're on the verge of probably having another 2022 season where they went 6-6. That's a team that's borderline bowl this year. I mean, they are not good. They have zero offense. Well, to be fair, Carolina ain't got much of an offensive pulse either. But, I mean, it's bad. It's a bad situation with Oklahoma. Now, their defense is good. Their defense is good, and so is South Carolina. So I expect that game to be a defensive slugfest. It's going to be really, really, really freaking weird, but in a way cool to see South Carolina play Oklahoma, because that's not something I ever thought I'd get to see. But, boy, this is the world we live in now. Conference expansion. So I'll make a video later in the week talking about South Carolina, Oklahoma. Can the Gamecocks get it done in Norman? We'll see. Because I'm going to be honest with you, it's a tough road for South Carolina to make a bowl game this year. You got Oklahoma next, A&M. You have to play Vandy. And I'll tell you something. Vandy won again. They won again. Vandy is not a pushover. And let me tell you something, guys. For the first time since I've been on YouTube, I say this with a straight face. Carolina's in danger in losing that streak to Vandy. They are. You got to go to Vanderbilt to play them. That ain't no gimme. That is not a gimme by any stretch, because Vandy looks like a much improved team. They look like a team that's going to make a bowl game this year. So, if you think Carolina's just going to stroll into Vanderbilt and get another big win, boy, you got a rude awakening coming to you. You got to play Missouri. Missouri, the wheels haven't completely fallen off yet. And you got to play Clemson, who continues to look unstoppable. Yeah, whatever. ACC schedule. Well, guess what? They were in the ACC last year and won 8 games. There's a night and day difference between them from last year and this year. You just don't want to give them any credit for it. Sorry to call you out on that, but it's going to be a tough road for South Carolina to make a bowl game. Like, if you don't win this game in Norman, hard to imagine South Carolina makes a bowl game. And this is the harsh situation you put yourself in when you blow 2 games that you should have won and had a chance to win. You have no one to blame but yourself for this. That's a harsh reality. Now look. Everyone's probably mad. Well, you're not a real fan. You're too critical. If you know how it goes. You say one critical thing about your team, you're not a real fan. All of a sudden, you know how that goes. But it's just reality of South Carolina. You blew it yesterday. You blew it. You shot yourself in the foot, and you paid for it. Again, though, congratulations to Alabama. I mean, Bama's got a lot of issues that they got to figure out. I'm going to be honest with you. Bama's probably got a loss or 2 coming their way. But you won. You won. Good game to the Alabama Crimson Tide. Good luck the rest of the way. Tennessee beat Florida. There were there were a few times I cannot speak. There were a few times yesterday where top 10 teams almost got close to losing again. Tennessee was one of them. They found a way to beat Florida. So congratulations. Anytime Tennessee beats Florida, let's be honest, even if Florida's bad, which they are, it's a good thing for Tennessee. Insane ending between Southern Cal and Penn State. Lincoln Riley blew it again. Love to see it. Texas just dominates Oklahoma. Is that any shock? I mean, Texas just continues to look like the best team in this conference. I mean, truly. It's actually kind of shocking how wide open the SEC is this year. I mean, it is. But it looks like Texas is in control. Colorado almost beat Kansas State, but lost in the last second. Unfortunate loss for the Buffaloes, but is what it is for that one. It was a crazy day in college football. Oh yeah. Clemson rolls Wake Forest. Georgia Tech beats Jeff Collins in North Carolina. Talk about the ultimate revenge for Georgia Tech. I mean, the guy who just made it miserable for them, and they won. And Georgia Tech's 5-2. Tech's on their way to having another pretty good season. Now, we'll see what they can do the rest of the way. But I'm going to tell you, watch out for Georgia Tech. That's a team that could win 7 games. They could. Maybe even 8. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. I hope you all have a great Sunday. Time to watch Spencer Rattler ruin the Bucks.